Hey, good evening, guys. We're going to take a quick look at Modern War Magazine, issue number 3 from February of 2013. 20 years ago. Well, 20 and a half. Somali pirates are on the front. I guess this was back in the day when Somali pirates were a big deal. You don't hear much from them anymore because, the Navy beat the shit out of them. So anyway, let's get straight to the game. Look, it's a magazine game. The magazine is full of articles. Look at that. Great illustrations, great pictures. Let's take a quick look at these rules. There are, of course, 16 pages, as there are in every war game magazine. 16 pages. Last page is a chart for the net war chit explanation. So here's the game, Somali Pirates. It's a hypothetical coalition campaign to destroy the power of the pirates based in Somalia. Here's an explanation of the unit counters. Kinetic combat strength. Asymmetrical warfare strength. Now that's interesting. I've never played this. It's just been in my collection. But this is the first time I've seen this. Kinetic and asymmetrical. Asymmetrical warfare strength. It just tells you this is the number that you use when it conducts asymmetrical warfare. Well, we'll get to that, I guess. Here we're going over naval units, pirate-type ships, ground units, light units. Light units, I guess, are designated by a green background for their movement factor. And is that supposed to be a wheeled? Maybe they're wheeled. I don't know. Here we have air units, special operation forces, all kinds of abbreviations to all the different units that you'll be using, which mean nothing in the game other than just historical or whatever. How to play in section 4, which begins the sequence of play. Begins with an initiative determination phase, followed by a mutual mobilization phase. Then the first player goes, which his turn is movement, combat, and return phase. And then the second player goes, movement, combat, and return phase. Then there's a control check phase and a turn phase. So there's like a couple. This mutual mobilization phase is probably very interesting. It's probably very important. This game is very. I might have to. In section 5, how to win. Telling you the different ways you can win the game, depending on what faction you are. Net war index. Control of forces. Initiative. Mobilization. Big sectional mobilization, how to mobilize the forces you need. Here it's going over the organization of the forces. Kinetic combat, which is, basically just shooting at each other. It's going over the results on the combat results table. Here it goes over asymmetrical warfare. Asymmetrical warfare includes various types of unconventional operations. Powered attacks, terrorists, counterinsurgency, high-value target, and UAVs. All right, well, basically, if it's not a combat unit, It's asymmetrical. How things have changed. Section 16, going underground. Certain units can go underground, which means I bet you can flee and reduce your combat results effects. Here's some special units. Net war chits. Helicopter transports. Strategic redeployment. Base units, full spectrum dominance. Standoff attacks. That's got to be like JDAMs or something. Full spectrum is combining global level information and cyber war. And then here's a net chit explanation for the net war chits. And then, like I said before, on the back of this one is the pirate network. Who designed this game? Miranda. Alright, well, it's a Miranda design. So it can't be that bad. Can it? Well, let's look at the rules. Here's a look at the map. Very colorful, very bright and vibrant. Look at this. Beautiful map. Full of sea zones. It's an area map. Point to point, I guess you would say. All kinds of charts and tables outlined on both edges of the map. I'm not going to zoom in on them. They're what you would mostly assume would be on the map. Terrain effects, combat results, things of that nature. Looks like there's sea zones, and then there's hex controls of certain areas. There's some holding boxes for aircraft. Man, this looks like a pretty cool game. Like I said, guys, this game's been stored for a long time. I don't play these. I just put them on a shelf and look at them. But this game looks pretty damn cool. Here's the counter sheet. And my. Look, oh, it's super thin. That's white core. Super thin counters, man. Super thin. They're bright and colorful. Very clear. The counters actually are beautiful. They're functional. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything. Pretty good counter art. I like it. The only problem is it's super thin. Super thin counters. But that's what you would expect from Decision Game, Strategy and Tactics Publishing 10 years ago. But that's a quick look at Somali Pirates, Modern War Magazine issue number 3 from January and February 2013. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night.